So this is where the party at. Must have lost my invitation.
$50 Cent is an American rapper, actor, director, and writer who came all the way from the depths of the ghetto to become a global star. In a short period, he lost a vast fortune only to regain his well-deserved fame and status. In this video, you will learn how 50 Cent spent all his millions and managed to make a comeback in the show business industry. How 50 Cent lives from multimillionaire to bankrupt and back. 50 Cent, whose real name is Curtis James Jackson III, was born on July 6, 1975 in the Queens area of New York in the South Jamaican neighborhood. He was born into an impoverished family. His mother, Sabrina Jackson, was only 15 years old at the time of his birth and had 8 siblings. Our hero never saw his father. As soon as the man learned that his underage girlfriend was pregnant, he simply disappeared. Sabrina did not fulfill her maternal duties diligently, leaving her son to her parents and embarking on a life where she traded illegal drugs and was associated with criminal gangs. Curtis spent his entire childhood in the ghetto, where shootouts and clashes between local gangs were common occurrences. He shared his home with his grandparents, his mother's 8 siblings, and his cousin Michael Francis, who would later become a rapper as well. Due to a lack of bedrooms, Curtis was allocated some space in the basement, which was converted into his room. As 50 Cent recollects, he rarely saw his mother, but when she came to the family home, it felt like a celebration or a fairy tale. She brought many gifts and was very happy to see her son, but later she would leave again, and there would be no news of her for months. When Curtis turned 8, his mother passed away under strange circumstances, but the police never found the culprit. From a young age, the boy began engaging in illegal activities secretly from his grandparents, following in his mother's footsteps by selling illegal drugs on the streets of the neighborhood. To survive in the ghetto, the future star started attending free boxing sessions at 11 years old. He would spend hours hitting the punching bag and engaging in sparring, perfecting his physical form. As the rapper later shared in interviews, the family he grew up in was so poor that they couldn't afford to buy good clothes or shoes for the children. Curtis didn't want to ask his grandmother for money, so he earned every cent himself. By 18 years old, he became the leader of one of the gangs, earning considerable money. Sometimes, his income reached up to $150,000. One day, Curtis was caught at Andrew Jackson High School with a weapon, and after that, he stopped hiding his criminal activities from his family, eventually dropping out of school altogether. Around the same time, Curtis's cousin Michael was actively participating in all rap battles and parties. He adopted the nickname 25, earning himself the nickname 25 Cent. Inspired by his cousin, our hero began writing lyrics as well. In 1994, Jackson was arrested for selling and possessing illegal substances and unregistered weapons. He was sentenced to 3 to 9 years in prison, but only spent 6 months in a correctional facility as he secured early release. There, he obtained a high school diploma. When the future star turned 21, he had his first child with his girlfriend, Shaniqua Tompkins. They named their son Marquise. At that time, Curtis decided he wanted to see his child grow up and changed his life completely by abandoning illegal activities and starting a rap career.
I'm out the game, man.
You out of your mind, you know that.
Well, rap.
He chose a stage name similar to his cousin's, 50 Cent. This nickname was also used by a notorious gangster from the 80s, Kelvin Martin, whom the rapper admired. Initially, rehearsals took place in his friend's basement, where he would use a record player playing in the background and an old recorder to record songs. In 1996, 50 Cent was introduced to Jason Mizell, a member of the musical group Run DMC, also known as Jam Master Jay. The experienced musician took a liking to the young artist and agreed to help him, teaching him the basics of song recording. Jam Master Jay even promised to release Curtis's first album on his label, but never fulfilled this promise. 50 Cent's debut happened in 1998 when he appeared in the track React by Onyx. In 2000, Curtis signed a contract with Columbia Records. In 2 weeks, he wrote 36 tracks, 18 of which made it into his debut album, Power of the Dollar. During this time, he was already gaining popularity thanks to his single, How to Rob.
I'm about to stick slick Rick for all that old school shit. Right now I'm bent. When I get like this, I don't think about...
Where 50 Cent threatened to rob many well-known figures in the rap industry as a tribute to Kelvin Martin, whose nickname the rapper adopted, as this gangster mainly robbed celebrities and the wealthy. 50 Cent's career was rapidly advancing, but an unexpected incident abruptly interrupted all his plans. On April 24, while the rapper was sitting in a car near his grandmother's house, an unfamiliar person approached him and fired 9 shots. Bullets hit his arm, thigh, both legs, chest, and left cheek. An ambulance rushed him to the hospital, where the doctors miraculously saved him. The presumed assailant, Darryl Baum, a friend and bodyguard of Mike Tyson, was killed 3 weeks later. After the injury, Curtis couldn't walk and experienced acute pain. He could hardly move on crutches, and the rehabilitation lasted about 5 months. During this time, Columbia Records decided to terminate his contract. Some say that the production company thought the rapper had suffered too much and wouldn't be able to work properly. However, the actual reason for ending the collaboration was that Curtis ended up on a blacklist of artists due to the single Ghetto Koran.
Remember? You used to push the bulletproof BM, Say I get you seasick. I sat back and peep shit.
In the lyrics, the rapper mentioned many mafia members and gang leaders from his neighborhood who were highly displeased upon hearing the song. Investigators believed that it was because of this single that he was shot. After this incident, the album Curtis had recorded was never officially released. Upon recovering, our hero not only regained the ability to walk, but also returned to his previous physical form, expressing a desire to pursue music once again. The consequences of the assassination attempt, however, can still be noticed in 50 Cent's speech, as a bullet fragment in his tongue altered his diction. As no American studio was willing to work with Jackson, he and his friends DJ and producer Shaw Money XL decided to go to Canada. There, they recorded about 30 songs, and in May 2002, the rapper released the mixtape, Guess Who's Back? Soon, thanks to mutual acquaintances, the recording reached Eminem, who was already famous at that time. The renowned rapper was impressed with 50 Cent's work and contacted him, inviting him to Los Angeles. Upon arrival, our hero was introduced to Eminem and Dr. Dre. There, he signed a contract for a $1 million album, and the song Wanksta from the mixtape ended up in the soundtrack of the movie 8 Mile.
You say you a gangster, but you never nothing. You say you a wankster, and you need to stop fronting.
50 Cent's personal life was turbulent as well. By that time, he had already separated from the mother of his son and began dating model and actress Megan Good. By the way, the breakup with Shaniqua was not peaceful. The two of them argued for years, sometimes in public. In February 2003, 50 Cent released his first official album, Get Rich or Die Tryin'. It was the most highly advertised debut album in the last decade, causing a tremendous impact upon its release. Over 872,000 copies were sold in the first week. Singles from the album, such as Pimp and 21 Questions, topped American and European charts. However, the track Into Club gained the greatest popularity, earning him 2 Grammy nominations. The album, another song in collaboration with Lil' Kim and 50 Cent himself as a new artist, also contended for the Main American Music Award. In the same summer, a remix of the song Pimp was recorded, featuring Snoop Dogg, Lloyd Banks, and Young Buck. They also appeared in the music video for this track.
She from the country, then she like me cause I'm from New York.
Interestingly, it was the first time Apple placed its product in a music video, paying $150,000 for it. 50 Cent was at the pinnacle of fame, so he was often invited to participate in advertisements. For example, he signed a 5-year contract with Reebok. Additionally, Curtis invested his money in the production of the energy drink Vitamin Water. The company was sold to Coca-Cola in 2007, allegedly bringing the rapper about $100 million. Moreover, Jackson founded the successful headphone line SMS Audio and released Magic Stick condoms, with all proceeds going to support AIDS patients. At that time, Curtis also started releasing clothing and footwear under the G-Unit brand, which became very successful. The immense number of projects brought in substantial income, which Curtis spent actively. In 2003, he bought a house in Connecticut with 52 rooms for $4.1 million from boxer Mike Tyson. He then carried out a complete renovation there, spending $10 million on repairs. The house includes a private casino, a gym, a basketball court, a cinema, several pools, and a spa. The years 2003 and 2004 were filled with concerts and performances. However, there was time for personal life as well. During this period, he was involved with actress Vivica A. Fox and, according to rumors, model Naomi Campbell. In 2005, 50 Cent's second album, The Massacre, was released, although initially its title was planned as St. Valentine's Day Massacre, coinciding with Valentine's Day. However, due to production problems, the release date had to be postponed to March, and the Valentine's Day part was removed from the title. It was a true success, as the album significantly surpassed the record of our hero's first album in terms of sales. Over 1 million copies were sold in the first days after release. The album topped the Billboard 200 chart for 6 weeks, but among many successful tracks, the single Candy Shop gained the greatest popularity.
I take you to the candy shop. I let you the lollipop.
The song claimed the first position on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, becoming 50 Cent's third single to reach the top and fifth in the top 10. In addition to the album, in 2005, a film titled Get Rich or Die Tryin' was also released.
Roy,
Don't you speak
I
for
got
me
blood
like
in my
that.
veins. My mama ain't lived like no second-class nigga. I'm a gangster grandpa and I'm proud of it.
You son of a...
Curtis played a young man from the ghetto who tried to survive by the harsh rules of the streets. The movie also depicts events from his biography. Despite the rapper's incredible popularity at the time, the film did not generate significant profits. With a budget of $40 million, it only grossed $46 million. Also, in November 2005, the action video game 50 Cent Bulletproof for PlayStation and Xbox was released. The game's plot revolves around the main character, rapper 50 Cent, seeking revenge against assassins after a murder attempt. In 2006, the rapper appeared in the action films Jack's Law and Home of the Brave. Also, his first book, From Pieces to Weight, was released, detailing Curtis's life in the ghetto. As for his personal life, model Joy Bryant and TV host Leela Lauren joined the list of his girlfriends. In 2007, his next album, Curtis, was released, featuring the hit I Get Money. It was quite successful, but still didn't surpass the sales records of 50 Cent's previous works. The album took the second spot on the Billboard 200, while Kanye West's Graduation, released on the same day, claimed the top position. It marked the beginning of the rivalry between the two rappers. 50 Cent stated that if Graduation outsold Curtis, he would retire from rap. West's sales were 1.5 times greater than 50 Cent's, yet our hero continued his solo career, ignoring questions about his bet. Although he temporarily halted his music career, he engaged in other projects. In the same year, the film Live was released, where Jackson made a cameo appearance. Also, he co-authored several books. Overall, the year was very successful for him, and Forbes estimated his earnings at $33 million. During this time, 50 Cent bought a $2.4 million house in New York, but it burned down under unknown circumstances a year later. By the way, his former girlfriend, Shaniqua Tompkins, and their son used to live there. In 2008, the rapper's book, The Diamond District, was released, along with the detective thriller Righteous Kill. There, Curtis had the opportunity to work on the same set with Hollywood actors Robert De Niro and Al Pacino.
Do we have a deal or not?
Yeah. But your boy come in here and go Hannibal Lecter on my ass. I don't want no Jodie Foster coming through the door. I want the goddamn Marine Corps, man.
Unfortunately, the film received poor reviews from both critics and the actors. Meanwhile, 50 Cent dated singer Ciara, and their relationship lasted about 5 years. Whether this romance was real or just a promotional move remains unknown, as Curtis was seen with different women during this period, including Paris Hilton, Kim Kardashian, and Lindsay Lohan. In 2009, 50 Cent co-founded the company Cheetah Vision. The studio produces low-budget action films for international markets worldwide. At the same time, the rapper, in collaboration with popular American writer Robert Greene, released a book titled The 50th Law. When Curtis read the manuscript of Greene's The 48 Laws of Power, released in 1998, he was impressed and felt that much of the content echoed his experience. our hero decided to contact the writer and propose a joint project. The book tells the story of the rapper's rise to success and was warmly received by readers and critics, ranking 5th on the New York Times bestseller list and becoming the main USA Today's bestseller. In the same summer, the thriller Streets of Blood was released. In this film, Curtis played the role of a detective investigating a corruption case.
Who brought this on, Stan?
The FBI. They follow us around and will take us down.
During the shooting, the rapper became friends with actor Val Kilmer. On November 9, a new album by 50 Cent titled Before I Self-Destruct was released, which fans received less warmly than his previous works. Alongside the album, a crime drama film of the same name, Before I Self-Destruct, was presented. Curtis Jackson served as the producer, director, and actor, playing the lead role. It was the debut film of his production company, Cheetah Vision.
She's gonna be staying with us. She's gonna look after you while I'm out.
She's gonna be looking after me?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna be looking after her.
In the same year, our hero appeared in the series Entourage and the action film Dead Man Running, voiced the Navy SEAL in the popular video game Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and released the video game 50 Cent Blood on the Sands. In 2010, 50 Cent primarily focused on the film industry. He starred in the thriller with Mickey Rourke and Jason Statham, 13, the crime dramas 12, and Caught in the Crossfire, as well as the comedy Morning Glory, playing himself. In the action film Gun, the celebrity not only played the lead role, but also worked as the writer and producer.
You ain't the only game in town.
Nothing can get you this. See that? Sega 12. Automatic shotgun. 20 rounds in 3.3 seconds.
50 Cent also collaborated with his friends during this period. For example, he worked with rapper Jeremiah on his track Down on Me.
System thumping, party jumping, shorty, she's a perfect 10. She rock her hips and roll her hips and...
At this time, the tabloids were buzzing about the rapper's relationship with comedian and TV host Chelsea Handler. Curtis didn't hide the relationship. They often appeared together in public and shared romantic photos. Once, 50 Cent publicly dedicated one of his songs to Handler, but the couple still did not make it to marriage and eventually broke up. At the beginning of 2011, 50 Cent struck a $200 million deal for Cheetah Vision, financing 10 films for the production company. He also starred in the crime action film Blood Out and the drama Things Fall Apart. The latter was really challenging for the actor, as he had to lose about 50 pounds within 2.5 months to authentically portray an athlete battling cancer. Being 6 feet tall, he reached 160 pounds, and due to the rapid weight loss, he had an extremely haggard appearance.
I'm right here! You talk about me like I'm dead already. I pay this back. Found a way to pay everybody back. I found a way.
Additionally, the celebrity produced and starred in the heist film with Bruce Willis, Set Up. Also, the rapper collaborated with various artists, the most notable collab being the song Right There with Nicole Scherzinger.
I'll explore your body completely till you feel like you need me chest to chest.
In 2012, Curtis appeared in an episode of the series The Finder and played the lead role in the action film Freelancers and the crime thriller Fire with Fire. He also released several musical singles, including Murder One and My Life, in collaboration with Eminem. On December 27, the new book by Jackson, Formula 50, a 6-week workout and nutrition plan that will transform your life, hit the shelves of bookstores. During this period, Curtis was dating Daphne Joy. After photos of the couple surfaced online, the rapper started talking about their possible engagement. On September 1, 2012, the couple welcomed their son, Sire Jackson. However, the relationship quickly ended, leading to legal disputes. The woman accused her ex-lover of violence and vandalism, and he pleaded guilty, reaching a plea deal with the prosecution. In the end, he paid compensation and received a suspended sentence of 3 years. In 2013, Curtis participated in the voice acting for the TV series Robot Chicken, presented the crime thriller with Nicolas Cage, Frozen Ground, and the comedy Las Vegas. Additionally, the action-packed heist film Escape Plan was released on the big screens and turned out to be quite successful, grossing over $137 million against a budget of $50 million.
So if anything goes wrong, nothing comes back to bite you people in the ass.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is not your concern.
Hey, I owe him. I don't owe you.
My job is to make sure the United States...
Although 50 Cent was heavily involved in music during the previous years, releasing various singles and announcing new albums, his fifth and latest album, Animal Ambition, saw the light of day only on June 3rd, 2014.
I don't know how to behave until you fresh out the cage.
The delay was due to disagreements with the record label. This album was received much worse than the rapper's previous compilations. Only 46,000 copies were sold in the first week. Music critics had mixed reviews about it, noting the lack of evolution in the rapper's creativity. However, there still was a notable difference. One could buy the album not only with dollars, but also with Bitcoin. 50 Cent's profit in cryptocurrency was equivalent to $400,000. Subsequently, Curtis participated in the production of the series Power, where he also played the role of the main character's former mentor.
Uncle G pulled you in, so he expects you to ask questions. He expects you to come to play, son. I'm just his driver. As long as you see yourself as that, it's all you'll ever be.
The crime series was highly praised by critics and lasted 6 seasons from 2014 to 2020. In 2014, the action film The Prince was also released, where Curtis played a minor role. Alongside the disappointment over the low album sales, the rapper had to deal with a lawsuit from Sleek Audio. The issue was that he began selling headphones, the design of which strongly resembled Beats by Dre. As a result, Jackson was obliged to pay the original headphone manufacturers $16 million. Lastonia Leviston also filed a lawsuit against 50 Cent. As it turned out, in 2009, Curtis had a conflict with her then-boyfriend, rapper Rick Ross. Despite his rival, 50 Cent managed to obtain a personal home video with Lastonia, mockingly dubbed it, and posted it online. The video later garnered about 4 million views and naturally provoked an outraged reaction from the girl. The court ruled that the rapper had to pay compensation of $5 million to the victim, after which our hero's accounts were frozen for one simple reason: the musician was out of money. Experts estimated the rapper's overall wealth, including cash, real estate, and car collection, at $22 million. This amount was roughly equal to his debts, so after losing the court case, Curtis had to declare bankruptcy. Jackson was so infuriated that he sued lawyers Reed Smith and Peter Raymond, who lost the case with Leviston's home video. The musician accused the lawyers of negligence and dishonesty, but the court dismissed the lawsuit. Despite the financial setback, Curtis soon announced that he was building a mansion in Africa. He posted a video on social media showing his staff cleaning the yard of the luxurious house. The rapper did not specify where this mansion was located or how much he paid for its construction. Despite a series of failures, 50 Cent continued to star in movies. In 2015, he appeared in the comedy Spy and the sports drama Southpaw.
Tour rate just makes sense. If it makes money, it makes sense. 2 for the Bills, 1 for the belt. The tour rate fight makes better sense.
No. You think Miguel's a better fighter?
No, I didn't say that.
The latter had a budget of $30 million and performed well at the box office, more than tripling its costs. During this period, the artist had relationships with model Tatted Up Holly, singer Tierra Mari, and later reality show personality Nicki Nicole. In 2016, 50 Cent and Chris Brown released 2 collaborations, the singles I'm the Man and No Romeo, No Juliet. Additionally, the rapper appeared in the musical comedy pop star Never Stop, Never Stopping. By that time, Bitcoin's price had grown several times. It worked in 50 Cent's favor as he still had Bitcoin received from the sales of his last album. As a result, $400,000 turned into $8 million, so the rapper converted the cryptocurrency into dollars, managed to pay off all his debts, and returned to his regular luxurious life. For example, he bought a Rolls-Royce Phantom on his 43rd birthday, the cost of which reached $588,000. In 2017, Curtis Jackson became an executive producer of the comedy series 50 Central and appeared in 2 episodes. The next year, the fans were pleased to see new action movies Escape Plan 2 and Den of Thieves. The latter would not have been released without the rapper's patronage. 6 years before the start of shooting, he got hold of the script and was impressed with the story, especially its characters. At the Golden Globe Awards ceremony, 50 Cent personally approached one of the producers with a request to participate in the project.
Now, for the first time in her life, I gotta hand you that responsibility. Don't or your mama will weep if she has to wheel your ass around every day the rest of your life.
Interestingly, the film exists in 3 versions. In Europe, a theatrical version was released, which is approximately 16 minutes shorter than the American version. There is also an initial 148-minute version with no rating. In August 2019, the rapper began dating Cuban model Jamira Haynes. In the same year, the action film Escape Plan 3 was released, and the rapper, after many years of unsuccessful attempts, sold his luxurious mansion in Connecticut for a modest price of $2.9 million. From 2020 to 2021, one could see 50 Cent in 6 episodes of the TV series For Life, and in 3 episodes of the series Our Book 2, Ghost. In 2022, Curtis released his new book titled 50 Cent Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. In the book, the rapper teaches life lessons and offers readers tried and tested strategies and advice to change one's life. In the same year, the artist appeared during the performance of Dr. Dre and other hip-hop stars at the halftime show of the American Super Bowl. His appearance was spectacular. He was hanging upside down, reminiscent of the music video In the Club.
No show, it's your birthday. We gonna party like it's your birthday.
For his performance, the artist received an Emmy Award, after which Curtis joked that he found it more challenging to get this award than his colleagues did. In 2023, the film The Expendables 4 was released, featuring 50 Cent alongside Jason Statham, Dolph Lundgren, and Sylvester Stallone.
This outside? Don't worry about it. I got a prescription scope.
What? Oh, guys, remember this face. Don't shoot it by accident.
Right now, the artist is on the final lap tour with special guests like Eminem, Flo Rida, Chris Brown, and others. By the way, an incident occurred during one of the shows. Curtis threw a non-working microphone into the crowd, hitting a woman standing near the stage and causing a head injury. Fans of 50 Cent have been looking forward to his next album for many years, which he promises to release but keeps delaying due to his involvement in other projects. For example, he struck a deal with cable networks to launch a series of investigations into crimes in the hip-hop industry, as well as a crime series. Additionally, he is starring in the horror film Skill House, will appear in the crime thriller Boneyard, and is working with Eminem on a TV adaptation of the movie 8 Mile. The rapper is also known as a boxing promoter. For example, he signed contracts with Yoriorkis Gamboa, Andre Durrell, and Billy Dib. Currently, 50 Cent's net worth is estimated at $40 million, and throughout his career, he has earned over $260 million. His income comes not only from music and production, but also from advertising activities. The rapper has collaborated with the manufacturer Suzuki, the hostel booking service Hostel World, the National Football League, and even created perfume. After sorting out his financial problems, the rapper moved to Houston, as he announced on his social media. He showed interest in a property that was nicknamed Darth Vader House due to its unusual exterior design, but it is unknown whether he eventually bought it. The residence, built in 1992, has a modern yet less futuristic interior style with large floor-to-ceiling windows, sculptures, and an open terrace with a spa. 50 Cent has an impressive car collection totaling several $1 million. His collection includes multiple Rolls-Royces, several Lamborghini Aventadors, a Mercedes G-Class, Lamborghini Urus, Maserati MC12, and a couple of years ago, Curtis bought a Bentley Mulsanne. In addition, the rapper purchased a private jet worth $20 million. However, he was once caught deceiving the public. On an MTV show, he showcased not his own Ferraris, but rented ones. Curtis Jackson abstains from alcohol, does not smoke, and maintains a healthy lifestyle. He has repeatedly stated that he has witnessed the effects of these substances on people, including close relatives. People familiar with him note his composure, punctuality, and business acumen. Despite some setbacks in his career, 50 Cent's music and the artist himself remains popular. What are your thoughts on his work?
Keep the whole fire burning, young. I'll be back.
If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything interesting.